Hello and welcome to Organizing Google Drive, Sharing and Collaborating in Google. This is our EdTech session of the month. Before we start, please visit the Chrome Web Store and install Emoji Keyboard by Joy Pixels. This is an optional step just if you are a fan of emojis and you want to use them as a visual cue for organizing your Google Drive. If you have never done the installing process, what you have to do is go to the Chrome Web Store. And what you are going to do is you're going to look for the emoji keyboard. And once you find it, probably is going to be the first one on the top. You will click on Emoji Keyboard by Joy Pixels, and this blue button will tell you to install the extension. In my case, it says remove from Chrome because I already have it. Once you install it, you will accept the permissions, and the extension will appear up here. Actually, it will be this green circle in the upper right-hand corner that you can use by just clicking. Let's go back into our presentation. Something else that you can notice is a really pretty template that I'm using for the presentation today. You can find more templates at slidescarnival.com. That's a very nice source for all Google templates. If you want some nice ones for the season, you can find them there. So my name is Joanna Funkhauser, and I am the Community ISD Educational Technology Coordinator. You can find me at Funkhauser Joe, and also follow at Community EdTech for more updates and important information about educational technology that you can use in your classroom any day. So clutter is nothing more than postponed decisions, according to Barbara Hemphill. And that's exactly what happens when you never get to organize your Google Drive and it becomes a mess of files. So I'm going to give you 3 tips to organize your Google Drive in such a way that you can find the stuff a little bit quicker. So here we go. I want you to notice what is different. This is my Google Drive. What is different to yours? Well, I have some colorful folders. I also have numbers and I have emojis. So here we go. We have our 3 tips for organizing our Google Drive. So number 1, please right-click on a folder and change its color. So when you right-click on a folder, you will see this menu. And if you click on change color, you will have this really pretty palette, all kinds of colors that you can use to visually identify your folders. Tip number 2. You can rename your files or your folders using a number code. In my case, I like to use the 00 number code, and I organize them in basically in the order that I want them to appear, no matter the the alpha order that normally is given by Google. Number 3, you can use emojis or icons to quickly identify items. This is where the Joy Pixels extension comes into play, and I'll show you how it works in just a second. Another option, another source of emojis that you can use is emojipedia.org. So whenever you go into emojipedia.org, you're going to have this big collection of emojis. So let's say I'm looking for a microphone. I click microphone, or I type whatever you are looking for, click enter, and then you have all different kinds of microphones that you can use. Click on the icon that you want to find, that you want to use, and then click copy. And now once it is copied, you can paste it wherever you want to use it. That is one of the options. The second one of the options will be to use the emoji by Joy Pixels. So let me go into my Google Drive so I can show you how this can be done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the extension, little green circle. It takes just a second to appear, and then you are going to find whatever emoji you want to use. So let's say I want to use a ball. So all kinds of different balls. In this case, I'm going to use a tennis ball. So I click on the tennis ball. It is immediately copied, and then I will take my tennis ball and put it in any folder by right clicking again, renaming, and I will be putting my emoji right there. There we go. So now what is going to happen is I would recommend you to put the emojis in the beginning of your name so they don't disappear, because what I mean by disappearing is that you can change the view of your Google Drive. So when you change the view into tiles, if your icon, if your emoji is in the beginning of the name, you can see it. But if it is at the end of the name, it is going to disappear. It's going to be chopped off the name of your folder. So it would be better to put all your icons or emojis in the beginning of the name so you can keep seeing them no matter what the view is into your Google Drive. Let's go back into our presentation. Okay, so those are our three tips for organizing. Let's now talk about sharing and collaborating in Google. So, how can you share documents? There are several ways. I'm going to talk about three. First, every Google document has a share button in the upper right hand corner, right here where you see the red arrow. That share button normally is blue if your document is private, but it's yellow if you have shared that document. So how does it work? Well, you click on that share button and a menu will appear. This menu will provide the options to do several things. Number one, you can share with people by email. So you put the email in this section and you can give them the option to edit with this little pencil or comment or view. The viewing is only a little I. You also can change your sharing settings by clicking in this drop down menu. And when you click in the drop down menu, you have those three same options: can edit, can comment, and can view. Let me show you how this looks like in our presentation. So if I click in this share button, I have the menu that I was talking about just a second ago. You can put the email right here, but you can also click down here and change your options to edit, comment, and view, just like we said before. And even farther than that, you can go into advanced. So click in advanced, and then you can take a look to everybody that has access to your document. And you can change the settings for that specific person by clicking in the drop down menu right there. Now, do you want to revoke your rights to to view the documents or edit the documents? All you have to do is click on the X. Now, what is the link that you are going to use to share this document? Well, it's going to be this link right here. You can click on it. It will highlight it in blue. You copy the link by using Control C. Make sure you click done or save in such a way that you have your link completely saved and the settings are established. And that link, you can put it in different places wherever you want your students to have access to your documents. So what else can you do? Well, my favorite one is actually share through Google Classroom. So you can take the link that you just copied and put it in an assignment in Google Classroom, and is it will automatically establish that connection between the Google Classroom platform that your students know and love and the document that you are sharing with them. So, how does that work? Well, when you are posting an assignment, you put the title, you put your instructions, and then right here, you will attach all your documents. So there are two ways. You can attach the document by clicking on this link icon and just paste the link that you copied before, or you can find your document from your Google Drive. In any of the cases, once you have attached your document into your assignment in Google Classroom, you will have these three options. You can give students the right to view the file. You can give the students the right to edit the file, or you can make a copy for each one of the students. If we are talking about sharing documents for only viewing, well, you know what to do. But if you're talking about documents that you want your students to edit and collaborate on, I would choose a student can edit the file. That way, they all have the right to access the document, type in it, collaborate, and maybe see somebody else's work at the same time. Very nice. Now, the last option for sharing your documents from your Google Drive, whether it's a form, a file, or a folder, what you can do is double click again or right click on the folder, and you have access to this menu again. You can share with individuals by email, or you can share by the link. Whenever you want to share the link, you will have to activate, let me do this again. You will have to activate the sharing, the link sharing, by toggling this button and copy the link. Now you have to make sure that you are setting um, the document to be shared with other people, or they will not be able to see it. So make sure this part right here, this drop down menu says anyone at community ISD in the case that you want to share it only with your domain, or you can share it with anyone. But one more time, make sure that you are sharing it in the right way, in the way that you meant to share it. You can edit, or they can view it, or they can only, like I said, they can only comment. You have also the advanced option that we saw before. And getting the shareable link, if you click there, you will be copying the link. Just click done, and you will be ready to go. Okay. So now, going back into our presentation, we are going to use this tool for collaboration for the students. This is one of my favorite tools, and it's called Google Jamboard. How can you access Google Jamboard? Well, there are a couple of ways to access Google Jamboard. The first one is just go straight to jamboard.google.com. That is the straight way you can create this presentation looking thing, or you can also pull one of those from your Google Drive. So in your Google Drive, you go to the new button, then more, and then down here you will find Google Jamboard. You click on it, and then you will have this presentation that I'm going to show you in just a second. So it looks like a presentation, but it's not really. Well, I guess you can use it as a presentation too. Let me go back to the beginning. So this is just with the intention of giving you a little bit of the perspective of what the collaboration for your students look like. Google Jamboard is a whiteboard that your students can use to collaborate. If you give them all access and you put the link in Google Classroom, or even in Seesaw, you can give them the access to this document. They all can collaborate in the same space. So what can you use Jamboard for? Well, I would use it, for example, for brainstorming. All students can place little sticky notes by clicking the sticky note symbol here on the left, and they can provide their ideas for the brainstorming. Another idea, maybe you can give them instructions. So step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. What is that you can do, and follow those instructions. Then maybe you want to use some visual thinking. Maybe the students want to show images, pictures. You can get them to do pretty much anything in this platform. I'll tell you what the functionality, I guess you're looking at it right now. You can add pictures, you can type, you can hand write on it. I can tell you that the view that you are looking at right now is what you will see in your Chromebook, but the functionality in the iPads is even better. So this is a minimum you will find with this Google app. You can use it for graphing and sketching. You can also use it for creating thinking maps, maybe to do some lab report findings. Everything is an option. So just let me tell you how this works very quickly. So we are going to have here on the top, these are all my slides or all my frames. I can add a frame by clicking on the plus sign. Once I have my clear frame, look what else I can do. Right here on the three dots, you have the duplicate, maybe delete it. You can add an extra frame. And I am going to be working in this white, completely blank frame. So you can change the background. There is a dotted background. There is a graphic, a graph paper, or maybe lines where they can write. Or you can completely cover it with a certain color. We have only 3 colors available. It is the blue, the black, and the white. After that, you have your writing utensil. The writing utensil has different thickness of the trace and maybe different colors. You have your eraser. Let me start writing something here. So I'm gonna say hello, and I'm doing this from my from the pad of my computer. You can attach your sticky notes in different colors. And something that is very interesting from Jamboard is that students can do a little bit of a browsing of pictures and images in Google. So let's imagine that I'm looking for a frog, just because I like frogs. So once I click look for or the magnifying glass, I take my one picture that I like the most, I select it, and that picture will appear on my frame. Now, the picture, you can move it around as long as you have this arrow here on the menu selected. And also you can make it smaller, make it bigger. You can rotate it and also duplicate it or delete it. So just imagine the possibilities of things that you can do. And just for a touch of fun, there is a laser tool that students can use for presentations. So here's my idea. You give the students a task, maybe one frame per 2 or 3 students, and then you let them work. Then later on, they can see each other's work, so they can see the work from other teams and provide some feedback using the sticky notes. So this is my idea for collaborating in Google. This is one of my favorite tools, Jamboard. And just as a last little tip, if you click on the 3 dots, obviously, you should be renaming your document before you give it to your students, but you can also download this as a PDF. You can download it as an image, or you just can keep working on it as it is for as long as you want. So these are our ideas for collaborating and Google. I hope you enjoy this video tutorial. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please don't forget to contact me. And just remember, we are using this wonderful presentation that I found in Slides Carnival, and some of the pictures that we had are from Splash. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.